Thank you so much, Lana. Hi, everybody. Hi, GDQ. Hello, and welcome into what is going to be a blast of a Pokemon Violet run. This is the Indigo Disc, aka the second DLC category, almost an extension of what I was able to do at SGDQ, which was the Teal Mask. Before we get underway, just quickly, please consider donating to the Hurricane Helene relief funds through Direct Relief. This is obviously something that is very, very important to me as a meteorologist, so please go ham on these donations. Let's have a fun time, but let's do a lot of good in this world, so keep those donations coming, everybody. So as we get started here, we are gonna, in typical Pokemon fashion, nickname a lot of Pokemon, and I already have 2 of them in my party that are ready to be nicknamed. So Lana, could you please give me the nicknames for Flamigo and Hawlucha?
Okay, so for Flamigo, we have Alolan Wake. So Alolan like the region.
Wake.
Yeah. You'll see a trend here, I promise.
Okay. Doing this with the turbo on is very hard. Is there a space between Wake?
There is, yes.
Okay, so just like this, correct?
You betcha.
Okay. So there is our Flamigo. By the way, you did see that right? This Flamigo is level 92.
Woo! Okay, and then are you ready for Hawlucha?
I am ready for Hawlucha.
All right, it's Alan Wake 2.
ALAN, correct?
You bet. ALAN space Wake space 2.
Okay, I saw that this was going to be funny. That was even better than I thought it was going to be. There you go. Okay, so we have Alan Wake 2, the Hawlucha, and Alolan Wake, the Flamigo. So in case anybody's wondering, just right before we get started here, yeah, that is in fact a level 92 Flamigo. The Indigo Disc is actually like the full game run of both the main game and both DLC categories. We will only be seeing the second part of the DLC. So in case you were wondering, we're basically starting this run at the 7-hour mark, and then the next 2 hours will be of this category. Okay, with that, we are ready to get started, and I will count the timer down, and then we will introduce our couch here. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, couch, your turn.
I see nobody wants to go first.
No,
we'll go from most experienced to
Did we
least.
not practice this before we even got here? Crisis, you go first since you're the world record holder in this category.
All right, fine. Hello, my name is Crisisaurus. I am the world record. Good evening from Glasgow, as I am here commentating this. Yeah, I am pretty much the brains of this entire category and spent too much time routing it, including doing this thing again and again and again and again. So if there's any questions that people want to know, I definitely have that answer.
All right, Spider, your turn, because you've played a lot of Scarlet and Violet.
Yes, I have run a lot of Scarlet and Violet. I have not run this particular category. I did some napkin routing when it first came out, but then I never actually did anything with it. So I'm somewhat familiar with it, but not all that experienced.
All right, and TTS, you're our Unova expert, so you're up as well.
Yeah, I run the Gen 5 games, and I'm here because this takes place in Unova, so I guess I'm obligated to be here or something. I don't know.
And see, here's the thing. TTS with the first relevant fact of the whole speedrun. We are at the Blueberry Academy, which is technically in Unova. Hooray! We did it.
Out here, region.
It's a region.
So the Yep.
Come on now.
So the
I have to
Indigo
guess
Disc
it's probably
says-
south of Castilia, if I had to be honest.
You know what? That checks out. We are kind of in the middle of the ocean. And the whole game takes place in the terrarium, which is underneath the ocean. And I don't know how they built it in the first place, but it's impressive. In fact, if you ask
Hey, look,
the
Serrano,
director
big
here,
money.
Cryno, he actually doesn't even know how they built it in the first place anyways.
Look, he just has money. He doesn't care. He saw this was a cool idea and decided to do it.
Very Jurassic Park energy.
I've got money. This looks like fun. Do it. Yeah, anyways, this is going to be... Honestly, I've said this many, many times in my own stream, like, this is actually my favorite category of all of Scarlet Violet. any percent, Teal Mask, all the other single stories. No, this is the Indigo Disc segment, kind of the 2-hour category, if you will, has been absolutely my favorite way to speedrun Scarlet and Violet, because it has all the classic Scarlet and Violet aspects to it, especially with the running around the open map and collecting rare candies and experience candies and getting a bit over leveled right away. But the thing it adds is that every single battle is a double battle here at the Blueberry Academy. The idea was that this was supposed to be like baby's first intro to VGC in the Pokemon universe. So all the double battles that we have, the Pokemon are going to have competitive movesets. They are EV trained. They have competitive abilities, competitive items. We're going to see a lot of Focus Sash and Sturdy throughout the run. And it was supposed to introduce everybody to kind of what the VGC environment is supposed to be like. One of my best friends who just plays Pokemon casually said that for the very first time they had to click a non-damaging move, like intentionally, because you had to be so smart about how to handle all these battles. But we are going to be introduced to Lacey, who is actually Clay's daughter, Clay from Gen 5. And we'll be introduced to our first double battle, which is Plusle and Mining.
And everything that tpat just said, yeah, you can forget about it for the first fight, because let's just say we did intentionally put back down the Flamigo for one very good reason. Anyone can guess what's the reason in between the two of you?
We should have nicknamed the Lechonk Bacon.
It is getting a little cooked here, unfortunately.
Yeah. We do die immediately here. The Minun uses Discharge, which is a multi-hit move, and the Plusle has Lightning Rod, so it actually gets a special attack boost. That's just kind of a little sample of what's going to happen. A lot of double battles will be heading our way, so get ready for that. But at this time, we have a little bit of some text before we get moving. So Lana, I'll toss it to you for any donations that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to shout out that we already have a fun trend starting. We got $7.01 from Steph, who says, donating $7.01 for one of my favorite Pokemon, number 701, Alan Wake 2. Thank you so much, Steph. And I do want to remind everybody that all of these donations are going towards some great incentives. For example, the one that we have open where tpat will use Ogerpon against Kieran. We need to hit $1,500 to unlock this incentive. Tpat or Comms, do you want to tell us what makes this incentive so fun?
It makes this incentive fun because back at SGDQ 2024, we saved the Ogerpon. So, this may or may not be the same Ogerpon that you all saved from a few months ago. So, we have saved Ogerpon in the Teal Mask DLC. Now we might have a chance to use her in the Indigo Disc DLC. So, why wouldn't you want to do that? Do you want to see the Ogerpon in battle chats?
Yes.
Also, do you want to give Kieran PTSD?
That is also a factor.
I think that's the big factor to actually do this. Do you want to see Kieran lose it all?
Yeah. Funny enough, that's kind of the big reason why I chose this as the incentive during the run is that Kieran does have a secret line of dialogue that is used if you use Ogerpon against him.
I'm also going to give a fun fact. So does Carmine, but we will not be seeing that.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, so Kieran and Carmine do have two lines of text. Kieran is obviously the one that we have the donation for, but for Carmine, she actually says, "Oh, look at her. It's been so long." Or it's reminiscing of the times, which is kind of a cute thing.
So what I'm hearing is we absolutely have to hit this incentive, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, something
And
all right, chat, let's go.
Yeah, and of course you already had the Pokedex donation.
Yes.
Donations rolling in. That's always a big one. And of course, again, I'm a meteorologist. I'm always happy to answer weather questions. So if anybody just needs a weather forecast, donate. And might be able to answer that on the fly here. Thankfully, it's a lot calmer right now. I was actually particularly busy this last week because I know we're benefiting for Hurricane Helene, but my whole focus was on Hurricane Milton. all at the same time. So, my thoughts also go out to those in Florida. I had like some of my very close friends who either live or have family members that live in like Orlando, in the Orlando area. And I was giving like almost hour by hour updates to them. So really glad that I could just kind of do what I can. I know I live on the complete opposite end of the country, but like the meteorology community, we're just kind of like one unit, and we're just trying to help everybody out here. So I'm so proud that I get to be part of this marathon, and like I said, just try to do a little good in the world, especially when it comes to disaster relief. So it's a wonderful thing. All right, I'm going to focus a little bit on the movement because, like I said, Scarlet and Violet tends to just kind of move around. We'll get some experience candies on the ground, but it won't be for Halucha, or it won't be for Flamigo. Got them backwards already. We'll be using all these experience candies on somebody else.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll give tpat a moment to focus, but yeah, this is essentially one of the core principles of Scarlet and Violet speedrunning. It is going around whatever map we are going through and collecting a bunch of candies. Obviously, different categories do collect a different amount. And yes, as we said, we are not using this on Flamigo. Flamigo's already level 92. It got to that point because throughout the entire game, we've been giving candies to it, and also through battling other Pokemon, it just gains natural experience. And we will be using... Yeah, it's essentially, Flamigo is over-leveled, but not compared to other categories where it's not like too over-leveled. Like the Pokemon that we're going to fight here are between level 75 with the final Pokemon being level 85.
Yeah, and
compare that to the base game where I think we use all the experience candies before the first gym, and where you get to either level 49 or 54, depending on the routes. So we're a little bit more on par, but Flamigo is still the ace here.
All right, so now we have our first objective, which is to essentially catch a lowland Pokemon. Now,
yeah, this is homework. We got to the academy as an exchange student, and we literally have homework already. This is actually part of the plot. We have to catch an alolan Pokemon inside the terrarium.
I mean, to be fair, if you are in a school, you do have to do assignments, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, TTS, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Very important. So, you're Black and White and Black and 2 White 2 expert, right?
Yes.
So, I have a quick question. What is like the main Pokemon used in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2?
It's Excadrill.
I love Excadrill. I use that Pokemon in Shield.
I have too. I love it. It's a great poke.
Yeah. We will not be using Excadrill, sadly.
What?
Instead, we will be using Excadrill at home.
AKA Alolan Dugtrio, which is right here, which, by the way, Lana, I will be needing that nickname basically right now, as long as I get the 73% catch rate on the first try.
But yeah, 73% first.
You know, Crisis, you were
won't
selling...
believe it. No, go ahead.
It breaks out again! No!
Yeah, you guys still have time to snipe.
On Thursday, it also broke out of Quick Balls. That's 3 Quick Balls in a row it has broken out.
Oh.
All right.
I was going to say, Crisis, you're hyping me up for this category, like to maybe run it one day, and you've shattered my expectations.
With that being
I'm
said,
a big advocate of Alolan Dugtrio. I use it in several different categories for Let's Go, because you can trade for an Alolan Diglett, teach it Earthquake, and then it just clears for the next, dozen fights.
Dang.
Yeah.
As you saw,
one nice thing about this Alolan Dugtrio, real quick, is the fact that you can reset its position, making the backstrike essentially free. It's a thing from Legends Arceus where if you throw it behind a Pokemon, you get a higher catch rate. Also, now we need that nickname.
Yes! Okay, chat clap, Lana, nickname.
Okay, you won't believe what the nickname is. All right, so get your typers ready. It is Alan, space, Wake, space, 2. Woo! Woo!
It's going to get real confusing real quick.
Yeah, so it's...
Oh my god.
So we have...
Wake 2, made it Wake 2, it was so good.
Bingo. And do we have time for a quick donation?
Yes, please.
So I just want to shout out that we received an anonymous $1,000 donation, putting us over $13,000 raised for direct relief. So thank you so much, everybody. And we also had $50 from Chexy come in. Thank you so much to everybody who's been sending in those donations. A reminder that if you want to work towards our Use Ogrepon Against Pirate incentive, make sure to click on that incentive and assign your donation towards that. We can get to there, but we need all of your help with your donations. So make sure you are clicking on that incentive. We are sitting at $107 out of the $1,500 we need. Well on our way, but we need to work together, folks, and speed run this incentive. So let's keep going. T-Pat, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, chat, because I have to turn in my homework, show them the Alolan Pokemon that I caught, which is named Alan Wake 2, and I think I almost picked the wrong Alan Wake 2, so...
I mean, I thought you were going to pick Alolan Wake, but that's fine.
Alolan Lake would have been my pick.
I'm not a big fan of homework. I was always the kid that wanted to finish the homework before even leaving class in the first place. We just did that. Instead, we got our next assignment, which are called barbecues.
Oh boy.
Who wants to explain barbecues?
Yeah, so barbecues are when you set up a grill and you put coal in it and a little bit of lighter fluid just to get the fire started.
Yeah,
and then you put a grill on
myself.
top of it, and then you put steaks or something on there, and then you do something and they're cooked.
Yeah, that's an actual barbecue. But in this game, barbecues are actually blueberry quests. And what T-Pat is going to do is actually going to be, we need to obtain a certain amount of BP to actually beat this category. And we do it by doing certain quests.
I got the best task after that one.
Nice. So we're doing certain tasks and quests so that we can get ourselves at least 100 BP before finishing to actually finish the speed runs. And how these tasks work is the first 3 tasks that we always get are always the same. It's catch 1 Pokemon, it's defeat 10 with a auto battle, and also what T-Pat did, take a picture of a Pokemon while swimming. They're worth
with that being said, quickly, stop. We will need Meowstick's nickname now. I bet I will never guess what that is, too.
Oh, I don't think you will. So it's Alan, space, Wake, space, 11.
What?
Right? The tables have turned. By $1, it beat out Alan Wake 2. So, excellent work, everybody.
You know, that could have been like 2 as in like Roman numerals.
Yeah, that's
2.
what I was going to say.
I think that's what they're going for, maybe. But yeah, I love it. It is 1-1 to confirm, yeah.
Yeah.
I got another sneak up. I actually didn't see the other task. I'm just going to take a look at that one. It was 10 items.
Okay, so to go back
Where
on
will
the
you ever
BP,
find 10 items on the ground?
Yeah, that is one of the tasks. So every task has I will not say an equal percent because some are more favored than others, but every task is worth either 20 to 30 BP depending on which task you get. And we need to do at least, 5 minimum, but sometimes 4 if we get lucky in terms of numbers. And we need to do this because we need at least 100 to actually finish the game. How it works is when a quest appears, that quest cannot reappear if you do another quest. So if you don't do 10 auto battles, another 10 auto battles will never appear. And also the quest that you've done will not appear again. So yeah, and now T-Pat actually has travel 500 yards, which is pretty much going to be done.
Free, literally.
For free.
Sometimes we say free, but that is literally free. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment. I do need some serious time on this absolutely gigantic menu here. So yeah, just need a little bit of time to focus because there's that, and then we will do three candies. The rest. Mild. Tasty. We're skipping health mochi for reasons. I do need to teach Dazzling Gleam. I forget which slot here. Dazzling Gleam 3. Go Meteor, that will go to 4. Encore. I've got one more thing here. We good.
Nice.
Thank you for allowing me to focus there, because that was 60 seconds of just pure menuing, and that menu is different depending on what Terra type your Flamigo is, and also what ability your Flamigo is. So there is quite a lot to actually process there.
I want to humbly
Hopefully
make an
that looked
apology for
impressive.
everyone who's running this category ever to ever have to do that menu, because yes, that menu is big for a lot of reasons that some will be relevant right now and some will be relevant a little bit later.
But yeah, here's Carmine, one of our companions from the Teal Mask DLC. Remember, she was always part of the Blueberry Academy. That was kind of like the hint that the second DLC was heading our way. This is also the reason why we can't come to the Indigo Disc immediately, because this battle wouldn't proc. Like, we just don't get access to the storyline unless we finish the Teal Mask portion of the DLC first. But yeah, Carmine is going to give us our another double battle, but this time we have to win them.
Yeah, no free losses. That's just the first one.
So, tpat, we actually have a question for you as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we had $25 coming from Misfit Mythos, who says, meteorology question. What is your favorite type of cloud? And why is it Alan Wake 2? But we can still get the cloud answer. Thanks so much, Misfit.
So Alan Wake 2 is my favorite cloud because it's usually quite rare. But here in the Unnovan region, specifically inside the terrarium, we get to see them quite frequently. I can't believe I crit Carmine on literally the first attack.
And so it begins.
Yeah.
To
and
explain,
it wasn't super effective, so I got the double. I got the double.
Yeah, so to
flavor
quickly
tag.
explain, every single trainer in this game has what we like to call hop syndrome, which is essentially a condition where every single trainer wants to tell you about oh my god, you hit me super effective. Oh no, you actually crit me, and it wastes 8 seconds per one. So, time loss is time loss, and we already got the first one. So congratulations, tpat.
Thank you. My actual favorite cloud is a lenticular cloud. Which is a type of stability cloud. It's when the airflow over a mountain, typically, or other types of terrain, gets forced upwards and then will condense into a cloud as the air flows through it up and down.
So I do want to mention, very quickly, Flamigo actually has 2 abilities that it can have, and right here we see one of the most useful utility of the Scrappy ability is the fact that since Generation 8, it has the immunity to Intimidate, and since, Carmine has 2 Intimidators, normally we'd be having our attack drop to -2, but thankfully we don't, and because of this, tpat is actually able to do this fight in the fastest way possible, which is in 2 turns instead of what it would normally take 3 turns for the other Violet version. Even Scarlet entirely would also take 3 turns.
And that's why I had to teach Dazzling Gleam, because my Flamigo's ability was Scrappy. It's just... That's how the flowchart works here.
Yeah, and Dazzling Gleam is helpful here because, guess what's 4 times weak to Fairy?
That guy.
Oh, wait, TTS, you don't know what Fairy types are, do you?
So fairies are like mythical creatures, like deep in the forest. You rarely see them.
Yeah,
So where TTS is used to a different universe.
He
He
hasn't
hasn't made it to the Mega timeline yet.
You mean he's in the Unova-verse?
Get out. Boobus man.
Hey. A lot of saving donations. Go.
Okay, I got you. We have $75 from Pet the Ogre Pawn, who says, let's go, everyone. We need to give good boy Ogre Pawn a chance to shine. Indeed, we do. We're sitting at $182 out of $1,500 needed. We're over 10% of the way there. Let's keep those donations rolling in. Do not forget to assign that donation to the incentive. We want to see our SGDQ Love Ogre Pawn return for DRDQ and take on champion Kieran. So make sure that you send in those donations, support Direct Relief, and let's get some love for Ogre Pawn.
Absolutely, I agree. In that cutscene, we did see Kieran there. He's got his hair all slicked back now that he's the champion. Yeah, he's actually like a huge bully. Like he just says, "Oh, you're not going to take this seriously? I guess you don't have to be a part of our school," as if he gets to make those decisions in the first place. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And this is Drayton, and he's the worst. Carmine's words.
Look at this toothpaste bozo.
Yeah. Actually, I like Drayton, but he doesn't like me very much. That might come up a little bit later.
Yeah, historically, Drayton does not like tpat, like one bit. Like, I've seen him practice this category. Drayton is actually the worst for tpat. Like, I've not seen anything happen to any other person who's done this except tpat.
Maybe it's because he doesn't like the same anime as I do. What anime do you think Drayton watches? Or Carmine, for that matter. What do you think she's into?
I don't know about Carmine, but Drayden seems like a mech. I've watched mech anime, but like that seems like what he's into.
He with the leather jacket, he gives me Megas XLR vibes.
Sure, I don't know what that is.
It's just one of those old Toonami shows.
The amount of anime that I've watched, I can count on one hand, so I'm out of this debate.
People can probably tell, this section of Until We Actually Do Something Meaningful takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I think my goal is like 23 seconds. So if you want more donations, though, we could have those.
Yeah, this is a very quiet part of the run, so more donations would be amazing.
Ooh, absolutely. So we had $100 come in from Dented Razor, who says, "Thanks for quickly getting together a great marathon for a fantastic cause. And thank you so much for supporting the work that Direct Relief does around the country and in support, especially of all of these things that have happened recently with the hurricanes. Your dollars are going directly to the work they do. So thank you so much." We also have $25 from Totes Not Kristen, who says, "I have a forecast we can all get behind. 100% chance of OgreCon." I love the optimism. Let's get it.
Yeah, don't make me a liar, chat. I want to be forecast verified by the end of this run.
You bet. And so we had put the call out in chat as well, but I want to remind everybody we have a bit of a fun tradition with Pokemon runs where you can send in a donation that is the dollar amount of your favorite Pokemon. Or we can adjust it a little bit, if it's like 600 and something, you don't have to send in $600 if you don't want to. It could be like 60 point whatever. But yeah, feel free to send in donations that match the Pokédex number of your favorite Pokemon and see if you can guess mine. If you already know it, no cheating, but would love to hear.
Yeah, your favorite Pokemon is whatever the highest Pokédex number possibly is, which I think is 1025?
1025.
Well, let's see it.
It's 1025.
Woo!
That is the Pokédex number for a little pink friend.
Yeah, if you remember back in the Teal Mask, all of the Loyal 3 had the the poison scarves, the poison chains, the toxic chains, if you will. Yeah, that came from Pekarunt, which is Pokedex number 1025. Currently, the last Pokedex entry currently.
But
So that was definitely your favorite. I knew it all along.
That's it. You got it, tpat.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
But yeah, we won't be seeing that today because that is a separate category. That takes, if we told you that Indigo Disc takes you 9 hours, Mochi Mayhem takes you another 2. Mainly because it's not just because of the epilogue, it's also the fact that we also have to do the Scarlet and Violet post-game, which I'm pretty sure only 5 of you in this chat actually know what that is.
I've also personally never done the Scarlet Violet post game.
I've done that.
That is like the farthest I've gotten is basically this category.
I mean, you would think that gym leader rematches would be exciting until you realize that by this point at the very end, you have a level 98 Flamigo and they're all level 65. You could probably guess what's going to happen with all the gym leaders.
Larry's gonna win. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yes, Larry.
My goat.
Although I will say there is actually a bit of an order you actually want to do the gym leaders, which is actually almost the complete opposite of any percent, where in any percent we do Iono first and then Rhyme last. This one, if it rematches, you want to actually do the reverse order, because I found out that being level 100 actually does matter for one of the gym leaders. Thanks, Iono.
Iono is my favorite streamer in the game. Isn't it weird that is it actually weird that they made like streamer like
I think it's hilarious.
it's
her dialogue is
weird, kind of
perfect.
funny.
Her dialogue is
Yeah,
cringy but perfect, and that's exactly what it is, because let's face it, all streamers are cringy and annoying.
I think you all saw, if you saw my segment that I produced, like one of the interview segments before the previous run, I was also thinking of just kind of like going as Larry for Halloween. I figured I probably have most of the outfits and ensemble to make that happen, but I don't know if that's like cheating. Like I just put on my black suit and my black tie, and grab my suitcase, and hey, listen, I already have the gray hair, so I don't even need a wig to do that.
Just get
He's
a
just
Star
like
Raptor
me for
plushie
real,
and call
for
it a day.
I guess now that we're going to almost the finale before we actually have to talk about actual fights, I think we can squeeze in a few more donations before we get to explaining those things.
Ooh, for sure. So we have Spiderc, who sent in $100 saying, I'll take 50 Ivysaur, please. GLT Pat. Thanks so
you,
much,
Spider.
Spiderc.
Yep.
And I want to update that we're at $307 out of the $1,500 we need. That is 20% of the way there. 1/5. That's math. So keep sending in those Pokemon donations and your meteorology questions as well if you have any. And let's get that Ogre Pond incentive, okay, friends? We can work together. Let's get her done.
Just so everybody knows in chat, we have less than an hour to get there. And I know the Elite Four all have their own trials and some gym trainers to face, but we're speedrunners. We're gonna go fast. We're gonna get.
Unless the game
we're
says
gonna
no,
go
but-
from foreign exchange student to BB League champion in like an hour and change.
Surprisingly, according to that logic, Kieran did it faster than us.
Kieran did do it very fast, especially considering that we kind of was like kicking his butt in the other area, and he got so mad that he became champion very quickly. Is he a
He's still no
first-year?
match to Nimona, though.
I would assume he's a first year.
I think Kieran's ability is moody.
All right, now we actually get to do the elite trials, and this first one is a very interesting. I'm also going to make sure to remind tpat that before talking to the receptionist, please put Miraidon back into its battle form.
Oh yeah, I got it. Oh my god,
That is very important.
man. Where
because
are those Rhyhorns in my Let's Go game? For real.
they all migrated
And they
here.
move quick too. Oh, I don't think I need to pick up any more items. I'm doing 500 yards. Actually,
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, nice freeze.
Okay.
That was,
okay, Lag Spike.
The game.
No, that's just the freeze that just normally happens there. It's just like, it's 50-50 whether it does or doesn't.
Okay, no, that was the last task I needed because I'm at 160
I know
BP.
every single point in the game where it freezes, and Violet, it's just increase that but double. So, TTS, Spider,
Yes.
important question. How do you make a sandwich?
The spiciest
and what do you
ingredients
put-
you can find.
With a BBQ.
Ooh, I really could go for like a pulled pork sandwich right now.
Ooh.
I know it's 10 in the morning Pacific time, but like
Well,
pulled
we
pork
did
sandwich sounds good.
get LeChonk in some trouble earlier, so
Right.
We do have some fresh
Nah, sadly we
bacon.
did heal the Lechonk.
Hey, LeChonk, buddy, you want to help us out during this trial?
Right, in more seriousness, yes. So this entire trial is essentially we are going to make ourselves a super spicy sandwich. The catch is we have to actually earn the ingredients by either trading them or battling Pokemon. We've done this in a very specific way to get the exact minimum that we need because we're speedrunners. Why would we need any more than the exact minimum? So this talks to every single person with the exception of one trainer who has a team of 4, which we don't want to deal with. Because, double fights are extremely slow in this game. In fact, it's so
Yes.
slow that one of the strats that we're going to use is using a move that you would not, unless you're a VGC player within the last year, you would never really consider using this move, even in the speedrun setting. And that, my friend,
And even then,
and that, my friend, we are going gambling today. So I want chat to bless up because we are clicking fissure today.
yeah, I'm gonna go for a 34% fissure on this fight to save time, and that's not a joke. Let's go for it.
That is
Let's
the
go
fastest strat, trust me.
gambling.
Go, Alolan Wake and Alan Wake 2.
And somehow the Alolan one isn't the Dugtrio.
Ooh, this is actually interesting. So this Dugtrio is slow, so the Electrox is going to go down, which actually means that Dugtrio gains an extra level here, which means it has 1% extra chance of actually hitting the fissure, I think. No, it doesn't. Never mind.
No!
Fissure?
Oh, never lucky.
Oh,
The Alan Wake
dang it.
did not give us the 100% accuracy fissure.
not Alan Wake 2.
Not
No.
Alan
I guess we're going to have to send in Alan Wake 2.
Go, Alan Wake 2. Avenge Alan Wake 2.
We'll never see it coming.
Yeah. So that's like the. Don't get your hopes up, guys. This is the only fissure we do in the entire run.
I mean,
Believe
I
me,
could
there
do it
used
for
to be more,
content
but-
if you want me to.
You know, considering that Dugtrio was wearing a wig and holding a lucky egg, I couldn't tell if it was an Excadrill or not, but considering it died to Earthquake, I can tell it's not an Excadrill.
Ooh.
It does not have the defense stat of an Excadrill.
Yeah. So
Bro.
now we're gonna give
All right, let's
ourselves
go
like
get some
trade
more
those
ingredients.
for more ingredients. And now we're going to do the second fight here, which actually now showcases the reason why we got Alolan Dugtrio, aside from the fact that it's an Alolan Pokemon. But it's actually a Pokemon that just naturally has the move Earthquake, really easily accessible. And wouldn't you know, wouldn't we be facing against 2 fire types, but maybe weak to ground or something? I don't know.
This is actually a good point because, like, since everything is in fact a double battle, we need 2 Pokemon in our party at all times, or unless you really want to like solo Flamigo, but we're gonna try to use as much utility as we can with the Alolan Dugtrio, aka Alan Wake 2, as well as that Meowstic that I went out of my way to catch, aka Alolan Wake 2, Roman numeral 2 specifically. They're actually excellent Pokemon to assist us. And Hawlucha, which we caught naturally in the any percent portion of the game because of the star bases and for Rhymes Gym, also comes in handy. In fact, we actually have to catch Hawlucha and not Scyther because of a move I taught, which you probably saw me teach earlier, the move Encore. That's right, I'm going to use non-damaging moves in this speedrun.
Yeah. Yeah, there is, well, we use exactly 1, but yes. Well, actually, no, we do use a little bit more than 1 with Meowstic, but mainly we're just going to be using the one important one with Hawlucha. Meowstic actually has a very useful move, but we'll talk about that when that happens. Now, once we get... Oh, we still have 3 more people to get. We're going to make our sandwich very soon, and you're going to see how speedrunners make a sandwich. Every speedrunner that I have taught to,
I'm an
I have
excellent
ever
sandwich
seen,
maker. I don't
including
know
a
about
marathon
you.
that I'm in right now, well, was moments ago, also make their sandwiches like this. Like, they all make the sandwich the exact same way. This one, yeah, this NPC is the only special one that has to be the second option, not the first one, but yeah, so most people, you know, they put
All
one
right.
ingredient
I'm ready.
on top, and then another ingredient on top of that, and then another ingredient on the top of that. But nah, that's not how we make sandwiches here. So
Also,
instead,
I'm
we're
just
going to
gonna
put...
point out, I did skip mayonnaise because mayonnaise is gross. Literally gross. Would never put that on a sandwich.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
so I put the
tpat.
Thank
chorizo on the
you.
left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is disgusting.
T-Fat, I thought you were from the Midwest.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no!
what happened?
Oh,
Oh, okay. So
that actually sucks. I actually lose 2 minutes to that.
yeah. So
My
we
thumb
grabbed the
literally
exact
slipped off.
right. So
Wait, the bread still counts as being on the sandwich from that location? I can't eat.
T-Pat, press A. You're losing time.
Hey, tpat, I have an encouraging update if you would like some support.
Yes, please.
So, incredible work, everybody. We are over a third of the way to our incentive with $535 out of the $1,500 we need. So let's get that incentive to see more Ogre Pun, and let's see what got us there. So we had $25 from a poor college student who says, have to donate for my favorite Pokemon, 25 Bulbasaurs. Thank you so much. And we also had $143 from Anonymous. I looked that one up, and that's Snorlax. So super fun. Do you have time for one more, tpat?
Yes, please. Yeah, I have to do that. I have to do so many of these. Wait, Crisis, do I have all the ingredients still?
You still have all the ingredients. You do not have to talk to all of them. You just talk to Crispin again. So just quickly to explain this. If you drop a single ingredient like tpat demonstrated for us, you have to make the sandwich again because it's not spicy enough. We literally grabbed the exact minimum. But yeah, as we make this sandwich again, we can have
before. I'm an excellent sandwich maker. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry.
I wish this never happened before in an Indigo Disc run, but it has happened before in an Indigo Disc run. I also dropped a piece of sandwich.
Mayo. That's what did it in.
No, we're skipping mayo again.
Yeah, so for this we have like time for like one donation before we actually get to the Crispin fight.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we had $60.90 from Spicy Water, who says, Chandelure, my beloved. Love GDQ and all that you do. Such a great organization with such a lovely community. Much love and good luck, tpat. Heart. Thanks so much, Spicy Water. Again, we're almost at $14,000 raised for direct relief and over a third of the way there to this incentive. As tpat had mentioned, time is short. We're speedrunners here. That incentive will be coming up. You said less than an hour last time. We're probably looking at, 45 minutes now at this point?
I gave chat 2 extra minutes, so... if you don't get this incentive, and I gave you 2 extra minutes for these donations...
Yeah.
More Pokemon, everyone. Make sure you're going to gamesdonequick.com/donate. Send in your donations to support direct relief. Send in those donations so we can use Ogre Pun against Kieran. And send in those donations to cheer tpat up because the sandwiches have been just cruel to us today.
I did comment about how that on my last one when I decided to intentionally put the bread way on the side and it counted. If the bread falls off, that's okay. Crispin does allow you to succeed if you miss the bread. However, he does give you extra cutscene text. He's just like, oh, wow, this open-faced sandwich. Is this something that is unique from the Paldea region? And it's like, shut up. I just want to fight you.
I did that casually.
I hope the sandwiches is not as bad as this Crispin fight because this Crispin fight can be a bit problematic. Actually, all the Elite Four fights, this one is actually the more iffy if it does go wrong a little bit. So how this fight works is simple. We are going to be using acrobatics and for the first time in the entirety of Scarlet and Violet, a defensive X item, being an X special defense. I don't think any other category does. Spider can correct me wrong afterwards if there is one. And we're hoping to see Flare Blitz, which is perfect here, which we do say goodbye to Alan Wake 2. We also get Tangling Hair, but which is just time loss. That's unfortunate. But
the key here is that the Talonflame has a focus sash, and if it doesn't damage itself, it won't be KO'd by acrobatics from full health. The other thing is that this Talonflame has Flame Body. It is far from the only Pokemon on this fight that has Flame Body.
It has one. There's one more. There's only one more. And it's the next thing coming up. And Rotom...
I was getting burnt.
You were going to be burnt anyway. Your Flamigo was going to be cooked anyway.
I mean, that's actually fine.
Yeah, so here...
hopefully it's more likely that the Rotom will attack Alan Wake 2 and not Alolan Wake in this case.
Yeah, as we go ahead and heal off here, we do have to keep in mind that we do need to set up at least one X attack to double our attack stat, mainly to knock out the Blaziken. And before anyone asks, wait, isn't Blaziken a fire fighting type? Wouldn't it be super effective against flying? And I would like to remind everyone in this game, the main gimmick of this game.
Whoa, we thunderbolted the
yeah, it's not.
Alan Wake.
Hello?
Or Alolan Wake.
That's
Sir, you're
that's
supposed
weird,
to use Sir, you're supposed to use. I mean, okay.
It's fine. You're still gonna live.
Oh shoot! I was supposed to X attack on that turn.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Executor still dies to +0 acrobatics.
Yeah, it's just that I need to get my X attack in at some points, which I still will always have a chance to do it.
Yeah.
It's just these fights can go so many different ways because like what is supposed to happen is the Rotom uses overheat on the Alolan Dugtrio, and then it's at okay,
yeah.
And then it's at -2 special attack. So this is like. Okay, there are some different things happening here.
So that's what makes this category interesting because there's actually just a lot of interesting things that can happen. But we're now going to see the utility of Alan Wake 11 or Alan Wake 2,
do you want me to use Fake Out here?
Yeah, low kick, camera up, and Fake Out the Rotom. Yeah,
Rotom. Yeah.
So Fake Out is a very useful move, which is.
Oh, I crit with Fake Out. That doesn't even matter. Come on.
All right, that's 2 for. All right, that's 2 for 2. So, what I was trying to say is Fake Out is a useful move, which is a 40 base power move, but has priority and always flinches, but only can be used on the first turn. So, essentially, this Rotom is going to be doing nothing for a single turn, which in a game where move animations are turned on, that's helpful. Yeah, but now here you acrobatics plus X attack.
I have to.
You must.
I must, otherwise I lose.
Well, you don't lose. It's just Blaziken is annoying to deal with. It also has the ability Speed Boost because, of course, it does. And it just
they really gave it a Tidden. Crazy.
You're gonna notice that a lot. Again, competitive abilities.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
For you. Yeah, no worries. I just wanted to check in because we're sitting at 35% of the way to the incentive. Do you want to tell everyone about how much time we've got left before it and also some fun facts about Ogerpon? I'd love to hear more about them.
So we probably have about 37 minutes until we get that. Maybe 40 if, stuff goes haywire. So, yeah, let's get that going.
Dead.
That's fine. For some fun facts about Ogerpon, pronouns she, her, because 100% to be female, always has a lonely nature because she was just always lonely after her original partner died. And we wanted to be her bestie in the whole world. And I'm so glad that we saved her. And now we've been best friends. Listen, it's been a few months and Ogerpon and I have really bonded. We have a strong friendship, so we've been the best of friends.
Also, another fun fact, Ogerpon's the only Pokemon in the entire game, I believe, that actually learns a super powerful rock-type move that's actually 100% accurate.
Ooh, I love that. I was going to say that tpat had told a story earlier that really tugged at my heartstrings about how this Ogerpon is one that we rescued during your run at SGDQ, you said. So really, this is the lore continuation of the story of Ogerpon. So if we want to see Ogerpon's beautiful story continue and take on a champion, we need to keep pushing. We're at almost 40% of the way there now, everybody. Let's keep it up. As tpat said, we're under 40 minutes for this incentive, so we have to work really hard, use the power of friendship to bring Ogerpon into the championship fight, all right?
I will say, although it would be really cool to see Ogerpon in the Kirin fight, I don't actually think anyone is actually going to like what's going to happen to the Ogerpon during the fight.
No. Power friendship, chat, and Pokedex donations. In case anybody's wondering, my favorite Pokemon, it is Umbreon, but I've got my boy Dragonite here with me today. I'm a big fan of Lance. We're going to be seeing two of them.
Because, spoilers, we are going to be seeing two Dragonites here. So here, remember to pick up the Max Survive tpat.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet two. Nope.
Wait.
We have a one up. That one. Yep. There you go.
I was looking for it. It moved on
Max
me.
Survive is going to be very important.
It wasn't me. It was the game. It moved on me.
Yeah, that Max Survive is going to be very important for the final fight of this thing, because while we are becoming champion and doing all that, that's technically the name of his DLC is not really, it's technically called Indigo Disc, but its true name is the Hidden Treasures of Area Zero, which will make us go back to the Area Zero for to find a turtle, to say the least.
I like turtles.
Torterra turtle or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like those, like the ones that were in Detective Pikachu, the really big
Yeah, no,
ones.
Paldean
Yeah,
Torterra. Yeah, you're right.
noted good speedrun Pokemon, Torterra.
Hey, you picked Turtwig and Glitch BDSP.
True.
Yep. I mean, true, but also that's one fight
You
against a
still pick it?
Starly
Still fastest. Still optimal.
by technicality.
We are now meeting our second of the Elite Four here. This is Amorous. I think she's a robot. Probably. She's the Steel type Elite Four member, but gives us the Flying Trial. One of her ace Pokemon is a Skarmory, so it's like it's fitting. Her trial is actually my favorite. I sure hope I don't fail this one because I kind of embarrassed myself with the whole sandwich making before. But this is a flying trial, so we get the ability to actually fly with Miraidon, not just glide. And yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. It's like an obstacle course.
I just want to give a very quick warning to anyone who does not like lag, because it's now raining. Your FPS is going to go down from normal gameplay to slideshow.
Are you kidding me, Crisis? I hate frames.
I am not. You are running Violet and it's raining. I do not think that it's not going to be like, it's going to be incredibly laggy. Trust me. You're going to have to like angle your camera in a way that you've never done before. Trust me. I've seen this.
Actually, I don't think I've seen it rain during this trial before. You know what? I want to see it. I'm going to take the shenanigans route and just as much lag as possible. In fact, I'm going to look at the water during the rain.
Right. So this trial, well, you see the obstacle course here, right? Right? You know, it's Superman 64. We have to fly through rings.
What a great game.
not to be confused with
Yeah,
Pilot Wings
brilliant
64, which
game.
probably does the same thing.
Or Donkey
but,
Kong 64, which definitely does the same thing.
So the rules are as follows. You have to get to the end of the goal in 30 seconds, and every single ring gets you 3 seconds.
Wait,
so what if...
Wait, no, wait. My controls. Wait, do I have backwards controls on? I mean... wait a second. Where... That way. Oh, well,
I mean, yeah.
Maybe, okay,
so,
I'm going parallel. It's fine. Hey, I found the goal.
I think you can
This is surely the right way. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
like
can
how the
definitely
game
tell
has
the lag from
offered
here.
you the option to just give up. Like, you might want to just...
You want to know something funny about the give up button? You just stand in place.
Yeah, I made it.
Not even close.
One goal,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah, so that is the actual speedrun strat. We just ignore everything. Like every other speedrunner does.
Hey,
course
tpat, do
we
you have
just-
time for a quick update?
Yes, give me an update and maybe one donation.
Absolutely. So I want to remind everybody we are pushing for this incentive. We are sitting at 42% of the way there with $635. I did some math, and if we hit this incentive, we are also close to $15,000 raised for direct relief. So we can get those both in one go. Supporting this, we had $50 from Anonymous, who said, "Hi, GDQ. Siblings Draw and Lilith here. We gotta catch all the donations we can, so we are donating our favorite Pokemon, Pikachu's Pokédex number ×2 to direct relief. Let's all give what we can. GDQ hype! Thanks so much to you both."
All right, everyone, brace yourselves. For the
So
first
this is
turn,
Amorous,
Spider, yes,
and-
Spider TTS, brace yourselves.
So,
You're going to-
I'm aware.
So double battles, like
Are
turns
slow.
take a long time. This is the longest single turn in this entire game.
And I thought
And
it'd
it
be
is a very important turn because the last action that happens, we just do not want to see Whirlwind from the Skarmory. That is the threat here.
Wait,
So
it's
just to make-
longer
just
than
to
Larry
es-
1?
Yeah. Just to establish this, let's just everyone just be in moment of silence just to see just how long this turn is. Just moment of silence.
I'm not going to be able to handle that silence. In fact, you could probably squeeze in a donation during this turn. Let's see if you can beat the turn.
Ooh, I can be speedy. We had a $50 anonymous donation that just says, no comment in words. Thanks so much for your donation. We appreciate you so much.
You can get
Fun
another
fact,
one in
half
at
the
that.
turn isn't even done yet.
Amazing! So just shouting out more people that have been supporting this incentive. We had a $75 anonymous donation as well as a $50 anonymous donation that came in. Thank you so much to everyone who's been supporting Direct Relief. We are in the final minutes leading up to this incentive. So let's keep pushing. Make sure you send your donations to that incentive as well. We're 45% of the way there, and we can only do this with all of your help together by our powers combined and something like that. So
All right,
make sure to get
Skarmory.
those donations in.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Sorry.
sounds good. Good. Oh, okay. She crit me, but that's fine. we
Because of the
don't get
crit
extra
makes the
text for
turn
that.
Yeah, there's only one other way to make that turn longer,
seeing
and it's if we
Whirlwind
crit.
is absolutely what we need here, because if you get Whirlwind, it's real bad. But this is why we need Halucha, because we are going to encore this Skarmory out of using Whirlwind. In fact, I even got the best case scenario, which is the Skarmory chose by its own merit to go for Stealth Rock, and now I've encored it into Stealth Rock instead of Body Press. So now we don't even get any move animation because Stealth Rock will fail every single time it will try to go from it from here on out. So
And if anyone wants
that
to,
is an excellent go there.
yeah, if anyone wants to know why we X attack turn 1, it's actually not really for the Alolan Dug Trio. That thing has literally no defenses whatsoever. It's actually more important for the Reuniclus, because if we don't knock that Reuniclus out, it has a very, very fun move called Trick Room, which is Alpha goes too fast, and we don't want to deal with that.
Trick
But yeah, the rest of this
Room,
fight's pretty
there were-
simple.
The
We're just
Dug
gonna
Trio
low
had
kick.
Focus Sash. The Skarmory
Yeah.
also has Sturdy.
Yeah, so this turn, if Halucha lives, we are going to, which it does, we are going to use Acrobatics to break the Sturdy so that close combat can then get a one-hit knockout. And honestly, it'll be really just funny if, oh my god, this Halucha is just slow, really slow. How do you have 2 slow Haluchas?
That's a good question. Because the
Alright.
one I did on Hotfix a couple days ago was also very slow. I believe the Encore is still up here.
Yonko's not up here.
It should still be up.
No, it went for Stealth Rock, so it got encored after it moved. Because remember, I have slow Halucha.
The Encore, then just no move activate, so that's fine. No, Encore should be, it's normally on the Metagross switch in that Encore should leave.
Yeah, but it's because the Skarmory moved first. The Encore isn't active until after I Encore.
Wait, that how Encore? Okay, apparently I
Yeah.
learned something new today.
Yeah, you'll see on the next turn it'll say the Encore wore out, but by that time it doesn't matter. Because thankfully Whirlwind is a negative priority move, so even if it clicks it, it will die first.
Hopefully.
Okay,
So,
T-Pat,
so-
ready for another update?
Yes, please.
Okay, we only need $788 more. We are cruising, folks. But this incentive is coming up very soon. So let's all work together. If everyone pulls in just a couple dollars each, let's get this train rolling to get Ogre Pun. We had $26 from Rhea, who says, 26 for my favorite Pokemon, Raichu. Aw, thanks so much, Rhea. We love to see it.
That was about as
end
perfect of an Amorous fight as I could have ever asked for.
So yeah,
that is
if
worthy of a clap.
I should probably not be clapping with his microphone setup. Anyway.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, so now we've done 2 Elite Four members. There's only 2 more. I want to say there's about 25 minutes before we have to actually see where this incentive is, because Lacey takes about 10 and Drayton, because he's special, takes about 15 minutes.
Drayton sure is special. Yeah, 25 minutes
Center
on that
of attention.
donation. So with that being said, give us more, because we're still kind of in post-Elite Four cutscene.
Ooh, all right, T-Pat. So great news. We're at 60% of the way there. Only
Yes.
$592 left to go. Let's go, everybody. We have $50 from Noglik, who says, such an incredible community. Thank you, everyone, for all you do to make the world a brighter place. And thank you so much to everyone who's donating for Direct Relief. We can get Ogrepon. We can support Direct Relief. Again, as they mentioned, only about 25 minutes or so, right? $592. Let's go, everyone. You're doing amazing.
They sure are. That jumped up real fast. So keep it coming, chat. I believe in you. I think now is actually a good time to mention that to those, it's really funny. It's like you wait forever to be on hotfix and then you do the same run 2 times out of 3 days. I literally did this run 2 days ago on the GDQ channel. But I will say this, my Flamigo is actually completely different. I actually have the different Terra type and the different ability compared to that one.
Remember Miraidon
that I did. Yep. Don't worry, I got it. And it does matter. Like, from the very beginning of the game, like, if this is the 9-hour category, we catch Flamigo at, like, the 50-minute mark, and we have to track what ability and what Terra type it has. And it does matter. The ability being either Tangled Feet or Scrappy. Scrappy being the better one, because Scrappy blocks Intimidate. And we actually do also use its secondary effect, which means that fighting normal type moves can hit ghosts with the Scrappy ability. That is used in this run specifically, but blocking Intimidate is just better. The other thing that matters is the Terra type, which is flying or fighting. Flying being the more optimal of the two. It only matters on the exact last fight of the game, but it matters a lot. I will note I have the fighting Terra, which is the unoptimal one. So I am taking a little bit of extra time putting the Miraidon in my party so it gains experience during these Elite Four battles. Because I will have to use Miraidon on that last fight because I need a different Terra.
Yeah. So Scrappy,
which will be explained later.
Yeah. So Scrappy, you will lose over Tangle Feet. You will lose time like over time. So like, there's like very lot of fights where it's like you just lose like a few seconds here, a few seconds there because you have to use either a slower move or waste an entire turn. Whereas Terra fighting versus Terra flying, we will lose. Like all the time loss is literally just in one fight, and that's it. I guess minor time loss in every Elite Four member as well. Now, who likes quizzes?
I love quizzes. I actually really like Lacey's quiz.
Did anyone else get the Venonat quiz wrong a lot? Because the question is worded oddly.
It's just like, what does Venonat use as its sensor things?
And you're like, yeah, it's the antenna. No, it's the eyes.
It's the eyes.
Yeah.
That would throw me off.
The Pikachu is, where's the electricity stored?
Sinister I like to talk a little bit about because here we can actually lose a little bit of time here, especially if that happens when tpat didn't get the middle one fastly. Because even when you pick a Pokemon, you still have to wait for its animation of whatever it's doing to wait. And if the teacup decides to use the twirly animation, because it does have 2 that it can pick from,
this
you're just going to lose time.
This one's my favorite. Well, hold on. I dropped my controller. I'm supposed to know where the pink one is. Did you guys?
I was watching.
My stream froze.
Right, all the way.
Like go far right. It's probably that one.
Yeah, that one.
This Minior. Yeah.
Ooh, that was close.
That was close.
Man, I wish that my stream didn't freeze at the exact moment that everyone was spinning.
I was watching. I got you.
Hey, tpat, do you have time for a quick donation?
Yes, as we rub this Grand Bull's belly.
Let's do it. So we had $196 coming from Jess the Espeon, who says $196 for best Eevee-Lou Espeon. Thanks to everyone at GDQ for setting this up on such short notice, less than 3. And thank you so much. I'm hearing that if we have someone who really likes Emolga in chat, if you donate the amount of Emolga, we can get this incentive.
TTS loves Emolga.
You know what? That's a good point.
I don't want to talk about Emolga.
Right?
I actually have an Emolga plushie. Would you all like to see the Emolga plushie right here next to me?
I think
I've got Emolga.
tpat,
But somebody's got to donate for it. Even if they donate like the small Emolga Dex donation, I'll do it. But you got to donate for Emolga.
tpat, I think you should keep the Dragonite there though until after Kieran because you know why.
Nah, it'll be fine. In fact, Emolga will definitely give us good luck.
But Kieran is a problem for the future. Right now, the problem right now is Lacey, who
Is Lacey, who is, as we mentioned, is Clay's daughter.
But is a bit.
So if you love Excadrill, yeah, Lacey's your girl.
But it is a bit scary because she's a fairy type trainer, she's gonna have things that our Flamingo does not necessarily like to deal with. So that's not ideal. But one of the things to note is because of Scrappy blocking Intimidate, we do actually have a little bit more of a better fight here because we only need to set up one X attack compared to Tangle Feet's 2. So our turn here is going to be X attack turn 1, and then X special defense turn 2, and then X speed turn 3, and then we have to talk about a little bit of an interesting mechanic that's been brought into Generation 8 called Dynamic Speed. For those of you who don't know what Dynamic Speed is essentially in this game, speed is actually calculated like on the fly. So, and this is important because Whimsicott has the move Tailwind, which essentially gives Lacey her entire team double speed, which is a bit of a problem because we don't outspeed Excadrill at all with our Flamingo. So we're going to need to keep in mind whether and what turn if Whimsicott hasn't used it. And wow, we're just seeing crits galore here
There's
today.
been a crit on every single battle up to this point. It's just been either me or my opponent.
Well, tpat, I'll give you one consideration. It's at least not on Flamingo, because that would have been way worse.
Oh gosh, yeah, I would have died to that if it were.
Also, we have Sword and Shield DLC's favorite Pokemon, Galarian Slowbro.
Quick Draw, my nemesis.
Yeah, Quick Draw actually can kind of suck here because then you just take extra damage for no reason. In my hotfix run, I got Quick Drawed and it did attack the Flamingo, so it was a little scary.
Yeah, it's either Flamingo gets damaged or Dugtrio dies. But now that Dugtrio's alive, we do get Moonblast, so this is kind of annoying. This is actually fine. So what you do is you knock out the
special attack.
That's fine.
Oh yeah,
you knock
my special attack.
You knock out the Cream and use Earth Power.
Yeah, I got
this does
that in my notes.
a few things. More importantly, guess what item this Whimsicott has?
Focus Sash!
If you get Focus Sash, congratulations. We are still having to see 2 more after this fight. But
Candy Floss, we want it to stay on the screen as long as possible.
Okay, so I will have to X speed on this turn because I am scared of Tailwind here.
Yeah, we do have to always respect Tailwind.
Gotta love that.
In the event that I can get them, in the event that I can get the Meowstic on the field this exact turn, you can fake out the Whimsicott and prevent it from tailwinding, which would be faster than using the X speed because of animations.
Yeah,
but I have to respect
extremely
Tailwind.
slow in this game.
Yeah. And sadly, we have to be like very lucky. We have to see the Whimsicott go for Energy Ball twice, but sadly we did not get that. So we instead have to XP to +4 just in case, because we do not want to.
Since I don't do the Scrappy fight very often, can I close combat the Whimsicott here?
No, you cannot. So here's a fun little fact about this Whimsicott. This Whimsicott, despite the fact having a Focus Sash, has max HP, max defense with a plus defense nature. So +3 close combat is a range to kill even after some chip damage. So +2 will never kill.
Could I do that in Psychic?
You can, but there's a chance Meowstic goes down.
Okay. I was trying to hit Psychic and I accidentally got the extra.
You should have actually faked out, because if it went for Light Screen, it's going to lose some time. Told you.
Cool. I love this game. Yeah, that really highlights just how complicated these double battles are, because even in this situation where the fight is won, you can still lose time, and knowing all these lines can make it like very, very optimal. And obviously that was one of the lines I wasn't as familiar with.
All right. Before we go into nations, tpat, I need a question for you.
Yes.
What is the weather forecast for the northern for the north biome?
Well, see, they very much have constant blizzard conditions that roam around the polar regions of this biodome, so it is actually quite likely that the weather is going to be either snow or blizzard. The intensity I'm not sure about the intensity, but snow is likely in one capacity or another. Keep that in mind with that part of the weather forecast. Now, Lana, over to you with the donations.
Thank you so much. You've reached the donation portion of this news report. We have $50 from Dry Ice Cubes, who says, we're doing favorite Pokemon. I will always be a huge sucker for Tropius. I love my banana dinosaur so much. And just want to shout out that we only need $436 to get Ogerpon. We are getting really, really close to the time of this incentive, so we really have to push to meet this. And again, just looking at the math, we can get $15,000 raised for direct relief if we also get the remaining amount for the incentive. It's so close. So let's work together. Let's get Ogerpon. We're 70% of the way there, but we can't do it without your help. So let's get her done, folks.
Yeah, let's get it done.
You have about 12 to 15 minutes.
Yes, funny enough, though, the weather percentages have been calculated. I don't know them off the top of my head here, but Anubis had done a lot of like research into like how weather changes in this game, mainly for like shiny hunting purposes, because you can stand in one biodome and force a more favorable weather for areas like just outside of each like dome. And yeah, in fact, I got the 1% diamond dust actually. This is
sadly
snow, but it actually looks beautiful.
Sadly, this is not convenient for us, but and the reason is, let's explain Drayton's trial really quickly. Drayton decided to take a page out of Raihan's book and decided to have a trial where you fight 3 trainers, all which having a certain like Pokemon with them, and you have to deal with them in a double fight. Like literally, it's like you cannot convince me that Drayton's trial and Raihan's gym leader is not the exact same thing. They even have Duraludon/Archaludon as their like signature Pokemon. But the reason why snow matters is because unlike in the Gen 5 days of just Unova, snow is actually a bit different in this generation. So it's not called hail, it's called snow. And the reason is that it no longer does damage, but it actually increases the defenses of ice-type Pokemon by 50%, which is not convenient because it actually makes a Dugong a range, but also it makes a Alolan Sandslash have the Snow Veil ability proc, which means we have a chance that we could miss our Earthquake on the Sandslash, on the Alolan Sandslash specifically, and that could cause problems. So we have a rule for these trainers. The rule is
you try to fight the middle trainer not in the snow. Yes. There's something very important that I think we didn't mention, Crisis. Flamigo is banned.
Yeah,
as it should be from all speedruns.
Banned from this trial.
Get rid of it.
It's not just Flamigo, my friend. It's pretty much any Pokemon not caught in the terrarium. So you might be asking after the Alolan Dugtrio why we caught Meowstic. Well, this is why. We actually do have a requirement of 2 Pokemon caught here, minimum. And turns out that Dugtrio and Alolan Dugtrio and Meowstic, or as probably the better names to call them, Alan Wake 2 and Alan Wake 2, are going to be the perfect, I guess, duo for this twist.
You want another fun update, tpat?
Yes.
All right, this one's really fun. So we only need $360 more dollars. We are 75% of the way to this incentive. And let's see who's helped us out. We had $44.84 from Anonymous saying, I was originally donating for Cacnea, but suddenly 2 Emolga also volt switched their way into the donation. Oh no! Thanks so much.
No.
We love this support. tpat, tell us how close are we to getting to the Kieran fight? I want to know how much time we have.
I'll answer this question because he's in the menu. About 10 minutes, I think. It's like we are basically 4 fights away. So after we're done with Drayton, I think, after we're done with Drayton, that's when the cutoff is going to be, I think.
All right, let's do it, folks. $360 more dollars. We can do it. We've been doing so well so far. Every dollar goes to support direct relief, and we can use Ogerpon against Kieran. Let's see it.
I just want to say, in a typical meteorologist fashion, You don't know that I have got the button under my desk to change the weather on cue. I didn't do that. Listen, they say to use my powers responsibly. I just use my powers to optimize my speedrun by literally making the snow stop during the menu. I just kind of hid that button press inside that menu that I did right beforehand. Change the weather from snow back to just clear conditions so I could fight that trainer in the more optimal sense.
Can I get that button for when I
may
do?
or may not have done that, but
Can I get that button for when I do Kofu's gym fight?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So here we're actually going to be seeing the other utility of Fake Out. Because Fake Out is a priority move, we can actually use Fake Out on these Pokemon that have Sturdy to just basically do chip damage before our Dugtrio actually uses Earthquake, which means that our we don't actually proc the ability Sturdy, which is nice. And also we picked up in the main game an Air Balloon to give to Meowstic. That way it doesn't take any form of damage from Earthquake.
As I start the next battle, since somebody did say Volt Switch the Emolga in, after I click my moves, I'm going to go get that Emolga plushie. It's just like off to my right here.
And that's the power of Auto Fire Turbo.
And then this fight. Okay, I was mashing B. Cool.
Yeah, you
have
mash
to be
B
a little
after.
careful. The game drops you off so close to the middle trainer that if you're mashing A, you actually do just talk there. So I usually mash B out of that.
Convenient when she's last, not convenient when she's first.
In fact, I had moved to fight the left trainer, and then I made the snow stop. I had to go back to the center.
And this is going to be the final, well, actually not the final Earthquake, but the final mostly damage relevant Earthquake that we're going to be doing in the speedrun.
Okay, Volt Switch. Volt Switching.
Look how quick he is.
As he go and gets this as Emolga, we do have time for one more donation before we explain the Drayton fight.
Absolutely. Only $302 until our incentive. Let's go. We had $53 come in from TTS for Life saying, for Excadrill, the GOAT. Yo, thanks, TTS.
Of course, of course. I got to represent my goat here since everyone's representing my villain.
All right, so first off, I have to remind my good friend Tpat to mash the B button.
Yeah, up to this point, we can actually just they all ask us, "Hey, are you ready?" And we just say yes. Here, we actually have to say no because Flamigo is now unbanned, so I can put Flamigo back in the party.
Also, I just want to say,
listen, Earthquake is great. Why wouldn't you want to use that against Drayton in this double battle? Yeah, no, he leads Dragonite and Flygon. By the way, two of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Yeah, Earthquake. I don't know who's good at math here, but if somebody could calculate how much damage an Earthquake would do against a Flygon and a Dragonite, that'd be great.
Let me just grab the formula and 0.
yeah. So here, but we're not actually just bringing back Flamigo and Hawlucha. An old friend is coming back as well. Remember Miraidon.
Okay.
Is it Excadrill?
Yeah. We need to put away.
Alas, no.
No. It's everyone's favorite Pokemon, Lechonk. He's coming back. And he's in slot 2.
For no reason in particular. And by the way, chat, this is your last push.
Yeah.
When I finish Drayton, we might have like a minute. So let's get that last push.
Yeah.
I want a $5 donation train right now so we can hit this incentive and free the Ogerpon to use it against
$5
here. Come on,
donation
chat,
train
let's
for
do
the
it.
final
$5
5
donation
minutes.
train. Let's go.
You have 5 minutes basically, so it's now or never. As we go ahead and explain how this toothpaste bozo fight is gonna go. So Lechonk being led is not just because we want to, but it's actually to bait Drayton's Drayton. Drayton and Drayton are just too similar to each other. Drayton's Dragonite to use E-Speed on Lechonk as we X-Speed and knock out the Flygon, because not only does this Life Orb Flygon do damage, but it also has an attack called Breaking Swipe, which does damage as well as reducing our attack stat. And I'm going to say, we do like having our attack stat, but knowing T-Pat, this fight can be funky.
This fight, basically, if the Dragonite doesn't go for E-Speed here, Lechonk will evolve.
Let's see Oikalone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of how close are we right now? Let's give updates every single Pokemon I defeat.
Absolutely. $292 remaining. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now we send in Alan Wake 2, the Hawlucha.
I'll wait
here we're
on
going to
it.
be, and Kendra's going to come out. We do need to use an X attack here. And after we do that, pretty much almost every single Pokemon, except Dragonite if it has its multi-scale ability, will be knocked out by a +2 Flamigo. So now we have another Pokemon that's about to get knocked out. Update.
287.
Oh,
Come on, guys,
282.
you gotta be better than that.
It's going. It's moving.
It's moving.
What can happen weird here is that the Dragonite has Ice Spinner as its main attack. It should target the Hawlucha, aka Alan Wake 2, but sometimes it targets the Flamigo, and that's where we can really get thrown off.
Yeah, so now we have effectively...
Alan Wake the second comes out.
And now we have the perfect fight. Here, we actually can avoid super effective text by actually low-kicking the Sceptile. And Fake Out here is going to do two things to the Dragonite. One, it's going to make it, not do anything. And two, we actually are going to be breaking its multi-scale ability, which means now it takes regular damage instead of half damage from a hit. So,
okay, Sceptile
update
down,
3.
update.
237.
Yes, come on, Chad, you got this.
Haxorus is another Pokemon that, guess what hell item it has, guys. Very easy.
Weakness policy.
No,
Yes,
it
weakness
has
policy.
it has what we like to call the Focus Sash. Actually, fun fact, Sceptile actually has a weakness policy.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, anyway,
Haxorus
update
down,
4.
where are we? Haxorus down.
194. 158. 158. It's cruising.
We're so close.
All right. Before that, that did a lot of damage, so please use a max potion on this.
Yes, I got it. Got it, boss.
Yeah, we do not want this. I mean, we could let the Flamigo die, which then gives chat more time to actually donate. But we do
No,
actually
I'm
have to
racing
keep
chat
this.
here. This is now personal, okay? Can chat get this before I even finish Drayton?
I don't think they can.
Ooh, that'd be close.
I think tpat's going to win.
How about this? We will close the incentive when we fly. How about that? Give them a little bit more time. So,
And we need one of those cone of uncertainties, but for like the donation tracker, right?
all right. Our Chaldon, fine, that's fine. That's okay.
That's a good
We
easy
can let it get KO'd next turn. So, update 5.
Okay, Archerella down. Another update.
108.
Can you get
Almost less than
$100
100.
Right.
in one Pokemon?
And then Acrobatics Misty Terrain.
You mean Quick Guard?
No, we don't want Meowstic to get experience here. Or we can just let it die. It's faster. Because it's going to go for extreme speed.
Yeah,
and now you just lose
too
more.
late.
I guess, actually, no, never mind. You're giving them more
gave
time.
time
That's
to
No,
fine.
the
Chat.
faint animations take forever. Surely this is better.
Fate animation's slightly faster than Quick Guard plus extreme speed. That's something I did time. So, final Pokemon down. Final update.
$67.
Okay.
You have a minute.
Well, so I beat Drayton, but Chad, you're lucky because I have 2 cutscenes here, and in those cutscenes, Lana, can you read some of those donations for us? Because it sounds like you got a lot.
Absolutely. So we had $20 from Sheepg, who says, our friend Ben escaped without too much damage, but others weren't so lucky. Good luck with the run, T-Pat.
Thank you.
We also had $35.90 from Anonymous saying, doing the best I can for my fave misunderstood Pokemon, Absol, $35 remain. We had $38.40 from P-Fighter2 saying, for the best legendary Rayquaza. And we have raised over $15,000 with $35 remaining on the incentive. We had can't donate $1 for Bulbasaur, so I'll join in on the $5 train. Let's go, everyone. That was $5 from Bulbasaur. Thank you so much. And $144 from Misty, who says, $144 for Articuno, my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Almost there, everybody. We are so close. Literally $35, $15, actually. Who will snipe it?
Yeah, come on.
You have a few more seconds. Once we fly to the arena,
Come
we
on,
all have
couple
to calling it.
seconds.
Come on, $15 remain. We have $20 from B Porter. Thank you so much. $25
right.
from Diamond Shark. And $25 from Edward Malice. We had so much support coming in for this one.
The fly menu.
Come on! If someone likes Beedrill, let's do it.
Where do I need to fly?
I think you're supposed to go up,
bottom
I
right.
think.
It's right there.
Wait, it's right here. Come on. I'm trying to click it. Are we there yet?
No, tpat, get
We're
off
not
that
there
menu.
yet.
You're on
We're
the
not
thing
there
menu.
yet. Come on, we're 15 away.
$15.
I'm like,
Tpat, we have a schedule to
on
hit.
this fly point.
We got it.
Okay,
We're good.
okay, we got it. Oh, okay, I'm flying. I got it.
Yes.
Thank you all,
right,
so much for donating.
I do actually
for
have
this.
to kind of walk you through this fight a little bit. So, first off, goodbye, Lechonk. You've served your purpose.
All right,
Chat.
Overpod, get in here. Get into slot number 2.
Let's go.
Let's do
That
this. Here,
07 to
I will
07
make sure to
to
save for
Lechonk.
extra good measure here.
But-
Oh yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for donating. That's really special to see that kind of donation train. That is super awesome. You were all so hyped, and yeah, here you go. We got Ogerpon against Kieran. Secret line of dialogue, and we're not even going to waste any time. We're going to put Ogerpon out first here. And by the way, Kieran is the scariest fight in the whole game. Any category, like. This is a terrifying fight, especially turn 1.
He rivals Arvin in Path of Legends. I will say that by that much.
Yeah, and Arvin is also scary in Path of Legends.
So, the reason why this fight is scary, there's a multitude of different things that could go wrong, but since this is the Ogerpon variant, there's a few extra things that could be potentially scary, especially...
So bless up, chat. I need bless emotes right now.
Especially
so scary.
if we have to consider the fact that we do have 2 Pokemon weak to flying, we really hope to not see a Hurricane Kieran.
Alrighty.
And before anyone asks, oh, but Hurricane only has a 70% accuracy. Yeah, but it's also raining thanks to the
Funny about
Polytoad. So it's actually a Hurricane that can never miss. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong. If we see Hurricane on Flamigo, we're gonna have to see this cutscene again, and we're also gonna see that secret dialogue again. So and we also lose 3
That's what they
minutes.
paid for, isn't it?
So turn 1 strategy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna X attack Flamigo. We're gonna X special defense Flamigo, and we're just gonna let Kieran take the first turn. We are literally going
as we would say
completely
in TCG
passive.
land, I will draw, attach, and pass.
So
That's what it's gonna feel like here.
yes. This is
Also,
like,
banger alerts.
also there's the line.
Times bringing out the ogre.
All right.
There's your secret dialogue before we even get started.
And yes, our Ogerpon is very low level. Don't worry about it. Nothing bad's gonna happen to her.
He'll
I don't
be
think.
fine.
The Ogerpon is like hiding off screen. What the heck? Come on, Scarlet Violet. Let me show us the Ogerpon.
Trying not to get Dragonite's attention.
Yeah,
Shy.
Like definitely standing like way back. No!
Oh no!
Not Ogerpon! Not extreme speed!
Well, yeah. Sadly, that's the. She took the place for Lechonk. So 07's to Ogerpon. Everybody.
Yeah, 07.
Ooh,
I
Ice
got
Beam. That's
Ice
actually
Beam.
better than
That's
Weather Ball,
fine,
unless you
as
get
long as I
frozen.
don't get,
He didn't get frozen. That's fine.
That's good. As long as I don't get frozen, that's fine.
So now we move on to the normal phase, where we acrobatics and then X attack again. This with +4, we can knock out the Dragonite in 1 hit, regardless of its multi-scale, which is really nice. I've learned that +3 is a range.
I bet it went for Ice Beam because of the Ogerpon, which is actually more optimal. It's a little less scary.
It's a little less scary, but it's also suboptimal because text. As Alan Wake 2 goes down, so sending
next
in of
we're
its
gonna see a
place.
Porygon Z, and this Porygon Z is busted.
It's one of the sets of all time.
If you want to know what
Do
the
you know
set
the
is,
sets?
it's
Yeah.
max special attack, modest, adaptability with hyper beam, with a life orb.
That's a set.
ridiculous. Crisis on Hotfix the other day got to see this Porygon Z as the partner in a true double battle, and it just spams it too.
Yeah, that was an accident. Anyway, now that Dr. Trio comes in, now this is the perfect opportunity for Meowstic to come in, because this team is definitely a critique of VGC, because Porygon Z actually had a brief time where it was actually pretty good, and Grimmsnarl is also another Pokemon that's pretty good. And we're going to be using Fake Out on it because Prankster Reflect is a thing, and we don't want to see that. Also, guess what item it has?
Yeah, if it says that flinched and couldn't move before we attack, it did go for Reflect, and we were able to
this is the
prevent
sixth Focus Sash that we have to deal with in this run.
Yeah, Prankster Reflect and Focus Sash.
I was honestly going to guess Light Play, but no, of course.
All right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Rude.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, it's whatever, yeah.
We wanted the Meowstic to die here, but it's fine. Just take out the take out the Incineroar.
Incineroar, aka the goat.
Yeah, he has the VGC goat, which for some reason he also taught Brick Break too, which is not a great move for Incineroar, but
I will say this, in the World Championships this last year, it was not Incineroar, but Ogerpon who got the title. So who's really beating who? If we beat Kieran, then Ogerpon is really the champion.
Just mirroring.
Wow,
you
lived.
lived. That's annoying. That's fine. Actually, optimal strat, heal the Meowstic so it doesn't die. That way you don't switch him right on.
I'm still low kicking here because I'm not.
Yeah, you're plus 4. So little thing to note is that Tangled Feet actually does make a little bit of a difference. That Hydrapple, we are low kicking to avoid super effective text. If we have our attack drop to +3, that's a 15 and 16 range.
Which I've never missed before. But I've never low rolled in any game ever.
Yeah, 6.25% chance to knock KO. Thankfully, it just doesn't do anything back, so it's not the end of the world. It's just slow.
Hydrapple is such a good Pokemon.
It's very cool. I do think it's kind of funny that Kieran terrestrializes it to fighting just because he's mad. I mean, he did punch like everything.
I think the logical reason behind the fighting is that both Grass and Dragon resist Steel, and so Terra Fighting, Terra Blast would be able to hit the Steel types. But a little bit of a quirk of the AI is the fact that they don't actually know that they can do that. So, like when the AI does not consider the Terra Blast typing effect until the turn afterwards. So, oops.
We did it. We beat Champion Kieran.
We're now double champion.
With Ogerpon, I might add.
Ooh.
Ogerpon, BB League champion. Has a nice ring to it.
But also the fact that Ogerpon will actually also might see a bit more use in actually another cupping fight because it's going to replace Lechonk's role. There's no special dialogue, but you know. We'll be seeing more of that Ogerpon.
That was a little bit of an off fight because since I am fighting Terra, I wanted to give the Miraidon a little extra experience. So you actually want the Meowstic to go down at some point, but like that one extra level I got may have mattered. So it was just kind of like weird to see this fight play out a little bit differently. It wasn't obviously a big deal.
Well, actually, the main reason why you wanted Meowstic to die was so that you can bring Miraidon in and actually be able to take out the Politoed one turn early.
Oh, yeah, you can Electro Drift it, right?
Well, you Power Gem first, then Electro Drift it, because that Politoed has the Wakan Berry, which halves your electric type attacks.
Oh, that's right. Those berries that, like, never come up ever. And it's like,
they don't come up until they're the most annoying thing in the world.
So many niche berries, I cannot keep track of them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, guess what we have for the next
now.
Guess what we have for the next 10 minutes.
More cutscenes, which means more donations.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it? So since we have a little bit of breathing room and some nice chill time, I just want to say thank you again to everyone who helped us meet that incentive. We have raised over $15,000 for direct relief, which is so great to see. Now, I do want to say the fun does not stop there. We have had a new incentive open for a run that will be coming up in a few hours yet. But it is a bonus Donkey Kong Country any percent TAS run in the TAS Showcase. So if we have some Donkey Kong lovers, we need $1,500. Heck yeah, tpat, I see you.
DK. Yeah,
And
put
we
that
can
as
get
my
it.
runner's choice, like right now.
Ooh, heck yeah, you heard that, donos. So that is a bonus Donkey Kong Country any percent TAS in the TAS Showcase. We've got some great runs lined up in that slot already, and you can get another one for just $1,500. Now I'll just read a couple donations from our big rush we had come in. We had $5.02 from Kaylin, who said, donating double my favorite pink Pokemon, number 251 Celebi. Let's see our best girl return, Ogerpon. And indeed, she did. Thank you so much, Kaylin.
I will add that 251 Celebi and said pink Pokemon. That's the shiny variant.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Would you like more donations?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
All right, we had $5 from Risk, who says, here for the trade. Indeed, you jumped on. Thanks so much, Risk. We had $20 from Monkey Joe 110, who just says, Bulbasaur. Love it. And another 20 from Risk, who said, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you so much, everybody who helped us meet that incentive. That was wild.
That was so cool to see.
Right? We had $5 from Bethany that said, choo choo, tpat, they're answering your train call. Look at them. We also had $15 from Bugman, who says, Ogerpon is best girl. Indeed, she is. We love her so much, and we're glad we got to see the continuation of her lore from SGDQ.
Even if it meant making Kieran even more mad at us.
It's all right, we made it. We had $11 come in from Bjork Chop. Thank you so much. $5 from Anonymous, who said, donation train hype. Thank you so, so much. And many others. We had $10 from Anonymous, $36 from Anonymous, $25 from Anonymous, $5 from Veraphage. Thank you so much. And $8 from Lord's Chicken saying, go, go, go.
Go, go, go. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for doing that. Obviously, those are such special donations to see that kind of train rolling in to hit that incentive. And to anybody that missed it at the beginning of the run, if you didn't know, I'm a meteorologist, so I help with like tracking and forecasting hurricanes like Helene and like Milton. So seeing direct relief and funds go to such an important cause afterwards to keep these to keep these hurricanes in the storyline means so much to me personally, and it means so much to everybody who is going to be benefited by this relief. So thank you all so much for donating. Again, that's such a great cause. As we just found out here in this section of the game, first of all, we got scolded for going to Area Zero the first time because we kind of did that without getting anybody's permission, if you remember. But now we are actually getting permission to go back to Area Zero because there's something happening. And also Briar, one of the teachers of this esteemed academy here, has been literally obsessed with terrestrialized energy. And she's going to accompany us, which is kind of weird because Briar doesn't have any Pokemon. Like, she canonically does not have any Pokemon, but works for a Pokemon school. And I'm still trying to figure out if that's, like, weird? I guess it's not a requirement, but, like, yeah.
I was going to try and interrupt you to see if TTS would actually understand anything that's going on in the plot, but I guess you took that away from me. It's like, TTS, what's happening in the plot now? Where are we going?
There's a number 0, and we need to figure out why it's 0.
True.
Yeah.
Although we were mentioning on a hotfix that since this is the Area Zero under depths, it's kind of like it's like Area Zero underflow, so it's actually Area 65,535 now.
Yeah. So we're back here. In the context of Indigo Disc, we would have been here about at the 6-hour mark, going with our journey with Nimona and our friends, going deeper and stopping the Professor. Will be Professor AI, Sada, or Toro, depending on which game you're playing.
Spoilers.
And stopping them from bringing ancient and future Pokemon into our timeline and destroying the ecosystem. But now we're going in to do more research in Area Zero. And turns out when Gita gave us the title card in our pocket.
Indigo
now,
Disc.
Yes, the Indigo. I was trying to be clever.
It's like a CD. It's this thing that like 90s kids used to like put their mixtapes on a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, me too.
I'm old enough, I promise.
I'm old enough to know.
I did not get a good jump here, so this is going to be a pretty long fall for me.
Yeah, so now we're heading back. Finally, in the first edition, we didn't actually have the ability to use our Koraidon Miraidon. We actually had to walk, and we had to find fancy ways to, quote, fall in style down to Area
Falling
Zero.
in style. This is also going to be pretty close here.
And then, but now we can help have our legendary dragon motorcycle friends help us out to get to where we need to go. I would like to talk, I could talk a little bit about the gliding mechanic that's, I don't think many people actually know about, which is that the longer you stay gliding, when you stop gliding, that's the amount of time you cannot reactivate your glide ability. Also, bye Iron Hands. Oh,
Yeah, by Iron Hands.
oh, I should probably mention for you, tpat, by the time you finish this cutscene, that Iron Hands will come back.
Oh, is it going to be in my way?
Might be. So,
All
you
right.
might want to do what mad motorcyclists do on the highway and just veer the other direction.
Yeah.
Just
So
gonna
yes, we are
squeeze
now
by the
heading
iron
into
hands.
the...
I'll just squeeze
just-
right by you.
Otherwise,
very
he'll
much.
amp me very much.
Oh, we meant the same joke.
Hey, on the same page.
Same brain cell.
Oh my god,
Well,
there he is.
Oh,
And
hi,
I was thinking
Organical.
that Briar doesn't need Pokemon because she can just take extra prizes.
That's
is
also
true.
Someone was saying, like, imagine if Iron Hands was a Terra type and then you could activate Briar and amp you very much and take
Let's not
4
live in that
prize.
world.
Yeah, no.
Look, we do not need like a tool item that gives non-EX Terra Pokemon the ability to Terra. So we don't need that.
Listen, if we were doing this in person, I would definitely have you all rip open a booster box of Stellar Crown at this point.
Yeah.
Just
to the 5
keep
people who
the
understand the
theme going.
TCG jokes, good on you.
What deck is everybody playing right now? I'm back on Charizard, but after seeing Ogerpon, I should play Raging Bolt again because Ogerpon and Raging Bolt is probably still one of my favorite decks.
I haven't been playing too much, but I've been enjoying the Clefable deck quite a bit. And with the new TM machine, I'm looking at Rotom V-Star.
Okay, I saw that. That there's no way that could be good.
It's not going to be good like every deck I play, but it's going to be fun.
As the name suggests, as this category suggests, and as we're going deep into the Area Zero Underdepths, I've been playing a lot of Terrapagos Dusknoir.
Nice.
Of course
Because,
you are.
Why wouldn't I be? I like Terrapagos as a Pokemon, which we'll see later on. He's a cute
They
little
made
guy.
Terrapagos so good. Its first attack says, "Okay, you actually can't use this attack on
So
turn
let's
1
back it
because
off a
it's
little
too
bit.
busted."
Hey, look,
know it's
Terrapagos
not
is just
balanced
a
when you have
Mega
to put that
Rayquaza
line.
wannabe, all right? Don't worry about it.
I own 3 cards from this decade, and that's because T-Pat gave them to me at SGDQ after his run.
Perfect. I probably got some Excadrill cards behind me. I could ship you some.
We could talk later.
Okay.
All right. Now we're gonna be so now we're heading into the Area Zero Underdepths, and we're gonna be introduced to a new thing. TTS, do you know anything about Stella type?
It's really pretty.
And listen, that's more than what he knew about fairy type, so give him credit.
All right.
To be fair, I barely know very much about the stellar type.
Okay, cool. Spider, do you know what the Stella type does?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Would you like to explain to the class?
It's not particularly compelling. Defensively, it does nothing. Offensively, you get a offensive boost to a type, but only once per type.
Yeah.
So the first time you use a water move after being Stellar Terra'd, you get a boost. The second time, you do not get that boost for an additional water move.
Yeah. If a type matches your original type, you get a 2 times boost. If it doesn't match your type, you'll get a 1.2 times boost.
So it's like that cannot be good.
It's not.
Okay. But don't worry, we will see it multiple times now that we are in the... It's like the whole gimmick of the Area Zero.
We only have to care about it defensively with the one exception, because actually Stellar Terra does act a bit differently in the context of a raid battle, where in a raid battle, you always have the boost, no matter what. Which we'll get to why we're talking about the context of the raid battle once we get to the bottom of this place. But now we have what I like to call mini platforming challenges, followed by fighting one singular terrestrial Pokemon each time. And the first one, because we love continuity and we love this Pokemon so much, is Glimmora.
But yeah, we're just gonna see a bunch of the stellar wild Pokemon here while we get rid of these barriers. So now is a very good time for some donations.
Absolutely. So we had $100 come in from Phi and Fabe. Thank you so much for supporting Direct Relief. We also had $20 from Valley Garmander. Appreciate that so much. Seeing all of these go towards our bonus Donkey Kong Country any percent task is great. We're already over $100 towards that $1,500 goal. Again, we still have a few runs until then, but we know how fast time flies when we're having fun all together here at Disaster Relief Done Quick. So make sure to keep getting those donations in, assigning them to the incentive of your choice, and we can see some more fun task action later today. How about it?
That would be sick.
Tasses are always a must-watch. Those things are crazy.
Those are some of my favorite to watch at the live GDQ events. They're always so hype.
Man, now I'm curious. I wonder what a task of this would look like if tassing tools ever come to the Switch.
I've seen tassing for RPGs before.
It's like, it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, Glimmora, we have a great ability, Toxic Spikes, which is just, waste of our time. We love that.
And one thing to note of these stellar Pokemon that we're going to be fighting, and the same applies to static Terras in the overworld, is they come in Terra'd, and when you do about, I think it's 85% of their HP,
75.
their Terra breaks, and so then you have to finish them off. So they all essentially have a built-in Focus Sash. So we're still dealing with it.
Yeah, and unlike the other methods, we
their...
cannot just double kick it and get rid of it. It does take into consideration multi-hit moves.
Yeah, but thankfully they lose their turn when the Terra breaks.
Yep.
So you saw I actually didn't take any damage. Like, that Glimmora did not get a move on me. Now this next one might.
Yeah. So this is the only scary Pokemon in here.
Almost.
And the reason why this is the only scary Pokemon is because since all these Pokemon are treated as wild Pokemon, they have random stats. So, and if this Noivern runs plus speed and a high speed IV, it can outspeed us. Now, Noivern does have 2 non-attacking moves in Tailwind and Roost, but it also has 2 damaging moves, one being Boom Burst, which we can actually take in full HP, the other being a Hurricane.
Yeah. Which is, thankfully this time, not in the drizzle.
It's not in the rain, but 70% chance to land a Hurricane is still a 70% chance to land a Hurricane. And yeah, but thankfully we do outspeed this Noivern, so goodbye.
See, you said that before we determined if it was in fact a speed tie or not, which can happen.
Yeah, it can happen, but it's like, at that point, you're not too afraid because it doesn't have the Terra Boost Hurricane. It's just a normal Hurricane, which...
Right.
That's why I'm like,
stellar.
If it's turn 1, then I'm like, I'm scared of Hurricane. If it's turn 2, then it's like, we're fine. And now we get to see a little bit more of these... I call them like challenges, I guess, because we have to use all of Miraidon's different abilities to traverse through different places to find the specific Stellar Terra Pokemon that we have to deal with to continue going down into the Area Zero Under Depths and all the pretty crystals that the game has to render. Surprisingly, not the laggiest place in the entire game, despite all these crystals. So, yep, you go this way. And we are going to be seeing... this is probably the last major difference. Well, actually, no. We're going to be seeing the dragons fight, so there is actually one other difference. But here's another difference between Scarlet and Violet. Here we're going to be seeing a Paradox Pokemon of Iron Thorns. Scarlet does Sandy Shocks instead, which is a bit slower because you have to close combat instead of low kick.
I'm going to make another World Championship reference because Iron Thorns is the defending TCG World Champion. Yeah.
That is true.
It's an annoying deck. I don't like it.
It is a controlling archetype, so anyone who doesn't like Iron Thorns, you're in luck. We are kicking it to death. Goodbye.
I love that I referenced the champion Ogerpon in VGC and now champion Iron Thorns in TCG. I don't know who the champion in Go is. I didn't watch any of the Go.
I don't know the Unite one either.
If I remember, I believe maybe a Charger Bug won the Go. Or at least it was in the team, I think.
That sounds right.
But yeah, so this last one is not really that impressive or just getting there, and it's also just a Garganical which gets knocked out by 2 low kicks. So I think right now is a perfect time for donations before we have to go and do the explanation of the final fight, which definitely is not worth 2 pages in my notes. So yeah, donations.
Absolutely. So I just want to update everybody on a fun new bid war that has opened. There's 2 of them actually, and you'll be excited about this if you're an Octopath Traveler 2 fan, rather. So the first bid war is the solo character choice. We have between Solo Casti and Solo Ochette. So you can pick between those 2 characters. We also have a voice language choice between English and Japanese. So make sure to check out those bid wars and send in those donations, and you can get some fun choices going on later on for Octopath Traveler 2. That will be taking place later on. So check out the schedule for more information at gamesdonequick.com/schedule and consider sending in donations for those bid wars, all right?
Does anybody know why this tree is here? Like, there's this random stellar tree.
It's probably
convinced
important.
It's just here because people complained about the tree in Swish, and so they're like, hey, let's put a really nice looking tree in the game.
My theory was that
100% convinced that's what it is.
You're the second person this week to tell me that.
I mean, that was the first. My theory was that this tree migrated from Sword and Shield to here because it got sick of the bullying.
There's like no lore. There's literally no lore as to why this tree is here. It just is.
I mean, hey, it's a pretty looking tree. Can't really say much about it. So that's the
sure
final.
is
Well,
neat.
no, not really the final Stellar Terra. Wow, that's just 2 mouthfuls. Say Stellar Terra 10 times. It's not really that. It's not that great. But now we get into, I'd like to say, like the most complex single fight in the entire game, because if you guys remember Scarlet by any percent, you would know that the final legendary versus legendary fight is pretty much just a scripted fight that you will always win. Like, you cannot lose that fight even how much you tried, because if you take too long or too many turns, the game is like, fine, I'm yanking the control away from you. We're gonna make sure you beat the game. But here, we actually do have to win, because here's a little fun fact: if you lose, you will be sent back all the way to the Blueberry Academy, because that's technically the last center you flew to.
Cool. Yeah, and the fight is actually quite challenging. Plus, you said it's 2 pages in your notes. I use double column notes, and yeah, because I'm fighting Terra, I'm on the right side, and that right side is like more than twice as long in terms of like notes and complexity.
Yeah, when I did this casually, I was like, oh, this is going to be rough to route and do.
Thankfully, it's actually not that bad, but we do have to talk about two phases. First, of course, we're going to talk about the Kirin Terapagos phase, which is actually by far the more simpler one, but also routed very smartly by me because I love the fact of what I found.
Not the two my one horn or
There's only one person
anything.
who wrote.
Francis is also extremely humble.
Yeah, that too.
Also, I need to.
Yeah, you need to do that
important
first.
that I do this, because if I don't do that, it's going to be very scary.
Yeah, so the reason why you have to bring up Maridon
I was
before...
the violet guinea pig for this category, okay? Thank you. I helped.
Yeah, no, you did. You absolutely did help because, to be fair, I didn't have Violet DLC, so I really do need to thank tpat for actually being like playing through the game in Violet. That way, my notes actually say, "Hey, if you're on Violet, do this strat," because I was going off of theory,
make sure it
and
was correct.
theory can only take you so far.
So yeah, we are going to see. I don't know about you. I love Ogerpon, but Terapagos is super cute too. I would like to know what chat's favorite legendary in this game is. Is it Ogerpon or is it Terapagos? Because they are both so precious and both deserve to be saved or freed.
Also,
one or the
little
other.
fun fact, Terapagos goes by he, him pronouns because even though Terapagos is coded to have a 50-50 chance, this Terapagos specifically is coded to always be male.
I like to think that we saved the Ogerpon last time, but we have to free the Terapagos because Kirin actually catches the Terapagos here.
Yeah.
And yes, this is an unskippable cutscene. I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, so Indigo Disc only has unskippable cutscenes, whereas Teal Mask is the opposite, where it has all the cutscenes skippable. Well, I don't know why, but this is just an interesting choice that they've made. It's like you have to watch the plot here, unlike in Teal Mask, where it's like, you can skip it, it's fine.
Look at him! Look at the little guy. Which, funny enough, like you can't use its like little form in battle. It will always Terra shift into the actual turtle form.
Yeah, even
is
the
very
ability,
cute.
what's it called?
I think it's Terra shift.
No, not that one. The Weezing's ability.
Oh yeah,
gas.
the neutralizing gas.
Neutralizing gas, yeah, it goes through that. It's like, I don't care about your stinking gas. I'm gonna turn into big turtle mode.
Just everyone have a Master Ball these days?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this
Yes.
the first time we've ever seen an NPC use a Master Ball in a game?
I mean, the professor's got all Master Balls.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
this is, I think, the first time we've seen an NPC actually like throw it.
Sure.
I mean,
And not
to be
only was
fair,
that a Master Ball, that was a backstrike on that Terapagos.
that's a
that was
200%
super
catch.
guaranteed.
yeah, it is technically within the law, if you actually read Drayton's dialogue, that anyone who becomes champion gets a Master Ball from the school. It's just a gift that they give to you. I guess now it's just that, who cares? Everyone's keeping their Master Balls everywhere. Everyone gets a Master Ball now.
The Silco or the Devincorp or whoever is mass producing these really have
Yeah, in Let's Go, the president's like, you probably shouldn't talk about it, though. But apparently they're just handing them out like candy now.
Times have changed.
well, in Sword and Shield, Peony like gives you one. He's just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, but he only gives you one if you actually beat the main game. If you haven't done that yet, he doesn't give you one.
He still gives you one. He's not even like somebody like a position in power. He's just like, hey, I'm
He's a
just a random
retired gym
adventurer.
He
He
was a
is the
previous
former champion.
former gym leader as well as Rose's brother. I'm pretty sure he stole one from Rose.
You know what? I accept this lore. So here is the Terapagos. This is the little version here. This first Zen Headbutt doesn't really matter. The key with this version of the fight is Parashell always makes moves not very effective. So it's kind of like multi-scale. Ooh, I got the dodge. Nice. That's the first time ever I finally dodged that
Nice.
stupid Zen Headbutt.
You save a turn,
thus
let's go.
saving me a turn to heal. Because unlike most other Pokemon games, you do not get free healed between this fight and the next one coming up. So that actually just saves you a full turn because we don't want to go into the big Terapagos fight at like red HP.
Yeah. One other thing to note about this fight is with our X attack plus acrobatics, we did just barely enough damage to not proc half HP and then deal the rest of its damage. That's important because, fun little fact, Briar actually has some flavor text if you actually knock the Terrapagos below half HP, which we can completely skip.
But while we get set up, let's get a last round of some donations read because we got the big Terrapagos fight coming up.
All right, we have a really exciting update because we have added in today's milestone for our bonus game. It is officially out there, everybody. If you want to see a Coda All Zones run of Crypt of the Necrodancer by Spoody, we need to get $19,000. Again, we're already over 15K, which is amazing, but we want to keep that ball rolling if we want to see some amazing Crypt of the Necrodancer action later on today. Now, a reminder that every donation automatically goes towards the milestone since it's a total, so you can work towards our task incentive as well as the milestone at the same time. And it all goes towards direct relief, which is a win-win-win situation. So get those donations in, folks. We have been loving the support so far. And thanks for supporting a great cause. We're happy you're here.
Oh, there's so much for that Master Ball.
Yeah, it's the first time I've
literally
seen a Master Ball just break like that. It's kind of shocking, if we're gonna be completely honest. Anyway, Terrapagos. This fight is a multi-stage fight, and how it works is pretty simple. Every turn, we need to terrestrialize in order to deal significant amount of damage. Our normal damage will only deal 20% of its maximum capacity of its just damage output. But when we terrestrialize with the same type, it will deal 200% of our damage output. So we go from just doing 10x damage, which is really impressive. But every single phase, it will change its type, and its type is not randomly changed. It is changed to a specific set of types. So right now, it is a normal type. It will then change itself to a psychic type, and then finally, it will change itself to a water type. So
it's that
during
psychic
this phase,
type that matters for our fight with us being fighting Terra.
Yeah, which will explain why, but right now we need to charge our Terra Orb. And the reason why we need to charge our Terra Orb is because, well, we need to terrestrialize to do damage, and we need to take
like the
2 turns.
Fight. I got Rage Powder into Zen Headbutt instead of the Terra Star Shower.
That is amazing.
So good.
Yeah, as long as well, I mean, you're still getting Zen Headbutted, so this is gonna be it's gonna be a bit more damage than last time because it is higher attack, but thankfully it's not that bad. And then here we're going to be doing our terrestrial damage. Now, you might be wondering, why don't we just use X items and set up? Well, there is... Oh, nice time loss. There is actually something to keep in mind. Every time the Terra Barrier goes down and it creates a new one, our stat changes reset. So we can't just use X items to sweep through the whole thing. We actually have to find a different way, and the different way is actually just to use terrestrialization. Even though it's like a slower animation, it's just the damage output is just too insane not to do. And in fact, the stat reset thing, we're going to abuse ourselves in this version of the fight, because our Terra type matters here because of what's going to happen in phase 2. So once tpat takes down this rest of this Terra Barrier, it's going to change to a psychic type, and the funniest thing is going to happen. It's going to use a Zen Headbutt on the Sinister. This Zen Headbutt is programmed to never miss, deal 9,999 damage, and ignore any ability or item that would make it survive in 1 HP. Basically, the Sinister is gonna get sent to the Shadow Realm.
They did all that to a Sinister that they coded to be in the game.
They very much wanted it gone.
Yeah. And they want this gone because phase 2, we have to do this on our own, which sucks if we're terrifying. Well, sorry, terrafighting. So here, we want to do a little bit of chip damage to the Terrapagos, whether it's fighting or flying, that should be, I guess you should always go flying because you want the Draco Meteor to at least guarantee get the knockout, because it'll be kind of bad if it doesn't. And Funnily enough, Flamingo surviving here would actually be great, but sadly we don't get that.
Bummer.
But that's fine.
That is fine. We get to see the Doug Trio, aka Alan Wake 2, of course.
Yeah, we get to see Alan Wake 2 come in.
Clutch because we are still going to charge on this turn. Like, basically, the amount of damage we're doing right now is pretty insignificant. The whole point is doing damage. I crit
Nice
it.
crit.
Thankfully,
this is the
finally doesn't say anything back.
Yeah, this
at
is
us.
the only fight in the DLC that does not have crit text. Fun fact,
You know what? I
Kieran
didn't
won
bring
the
bacon with me,
Terrapagos
so-
fight beforehand does.
Go, Ogrepon!
I believe
Yes!
Overpon can do it.
Now the Terra Orb is charged up. I could go Teal Mask Ogrepon.
Yeah, no. Where is it? Yeah, max revive the Flamingo because we do need to do this in Violet version because during Phase 3, there's a good chance our Miraidon is just going to get knocked out. You don't actually have to pick up or use that max revive if you're doing Koraidon because surprisingly, Koraidon is bulky enough to survive 2 Zen headbutts from this
All right.
thing, but
Bless
sadly,
up, because I do have to
Miraidon.
put Draco Meteor, which, if you remember, in the World Champions, the Pokemon World Championships, it definitely missed the 90% Draco Meteor. So here we go.
Good news, you have 2 tries. Because it's going to go for Earth Power and you will survive it because you are no longer an electric type. So let's see if we land the Draco. We do.
Nice.
Yes. That's World
Thankfully, that's
Championship
the only
material
90%
right there.
accurate move that Violet ever has to go for. And now even though we're -2 special attack, we abuse the fact that the stat changes reset, and now we're
Yeah,
just
we're
back to
not
neutral.
-2 anymore. So now it gets kind of interesting because now we're in the water phase. So if given the chance, I will just Terra Electro Drift. But that's not guaranteed because, again, since our terrestrial energy was absorbed, we are back to being electric type. And yeah, it has earth power. So
Yeah.
we probably won't survive now.
We probably won't survive, but Let's Go runners know a fun little mechanic that exists in Pokemon games, and Miraidon and Koraidon comes with it automatically. And that is, of course, stay
Power
with
of
me.
Love, baby.
Path of
Yep.
Legends.
Path of Legends.
The Power of Love. So I'm not sure the exact mechanics in this game, but I believe the Power of Love has like a 20% chance for you to survive any hit with 1 HP.
I heard it was
Depends on your
50%.
friendship threshold, but yeah.
I heard it's 50%. Either happens or it doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
So, yeah, here we're just going to deal some chip damage. This is why we max revive the Flamingo, because if it does get knocked out, we just bring back Flamingo and he cleans up the job. Or, sorry, Alolan Wake. But in Koraidon's case, he actually survives 2 Zen headbutts, thankfully, which means you actually can skip a turn of max reviving, which kind of makes the Koraidon version of the worst Terra type a better version for Violet. Compared to Violet, so...
All right, come on, Power of Love. That would be so hype for a marathon. Come on. Come on, it would be so high. Well, I could still live this. This is the
You
Terra
could
Star
potentially
Storm.
live this, but not likely.
It's the same. It's 50-50. Boo.
Oh, never lucky.
Sadly, our
Unlucky.
Dragon Motorcycle will not be carrying out the final few hits, but you know what? Flamingo will do. He's been here pretty much since after hour 1.
Yeah,
He's basically
I'm level
carried-
98. Come on, this better work.
I believe
Like-
in Alolan Wake.
And you know, this Flamingo has carried us pretty much throughout the entire speedrun, so it's only fitting that Flamingo takes the final hit.
But we're pretty much in the clear from here on out because this will deal with this third phase, which secretly is the final phase because when the Terrapagos goes to recharge its energy, it fails. So we do just get to knock in another close combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, this has been like a super, super fun category to learn and explore, especially this more digestible, like 2-ish hour section of it, because it has all the best points of Scarlet and Violet, being the candy gathering and being slightly over leveled, but it adds all of that very dynamic double battle, just kind of flowcharty battles, and it ends up being super, super fun. So I can solidly say this is like my favorite category here. I only have one more question, and that's what Pokeball to catch this Terrapagos in?
Quick ball, no everyone.
What do you have?
Quick Pokeball and Master Ball. And an Ultra Ball.
Pokeball.
Master Ball. You don't know if it's going to break out or not.
Ooh, good point. You know what? It's purple, so I'm going to pick the Master Ball.
Purple? What? Do you need your eyes checked? It's clearly blue.
Yeah, but if it's more fitting
No, it's
than
indigo. That's literally the whole point. The whole name.
You can't let Jared
Indigo
one-up
is very purpley.
No, we run up him by throwing a ball that's not the Master Ball.
What's up if you caught it in
Yeah,
a
I was gonna say, we're
Pokeball?
gonna flex like here and be like, this is how you Master Ball.
Yeah.
Legendary.
No. The ultimate disrespect. Quick ball. It's not even the first turn.
First turn, right. I will say, we just so we know, time is coming up. Just the last couple little lines of text boxes to clear. On the next fade to black will be time.
Yeah, the final fade to black before the movie, for the credits start, which thankfully in this version, you do not have to mute the credits as it's not the DMCA'd. That is a genuine problem.
Promise we're not going to DMCA the main GDQ
because
channel.
it's not a song that Ed Sheeran sings, therefore the music labels don't have to deal with it. It's just a song that it's a
cover.
remix. It's a
Remix
Toby Fox
cover.
remix of an Ed Sheeran song, which is a very weird thing to say that sentence.
This universe crossovers are getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah, I can't wait for Gen 5 remakes to come out. All right, time is coming up. Just a couple seconds here. And time.
GG.
Thank you.
GG.
Yeah, thank you again to Games Done Quick for having me on for Direct Relief Done Quick. I've said it a bunch of times, I'll say it again, like, super important cause to me to help people who were affected by Hurricane Helene. Obviously, that's something so important to my heart. So please keep donating for the rest of the marathon. Let's hit all of the incentives. Let's help out as many people as possible because this is such a wonderful cause. And I had a blast doing this with all of you. Thank you all for being here with me and making this such a fun and memorable time.
Awesome. And tpat, where can we find you too?
Yes, you can find me on my Twitch page. It is tpat_WX. To those who have been following me for a long while know that I did just kind of like rebrand the name. So again, that's tpat_WX. The WX stands for weather, by the way. And then you can find me on Twitter or any of the other social media platforms at ThomasPatrickWX. I sure hope you all like weather information if you're following me on Twitter, because I sure have a lot of that over there. So it ends up being a pretty fun mix.
Don't forget if you live in
pictures.
Don't forget if you live in Eastern Washington, turn on your local news.
Yeah, I'm on Crumb 2 News in the Spokane, Washington area every morning from 5 to 9.